why don't the athletic directors hold a town hall with their fan base or owners? Now, professional owners in some cities, it would be off the wall, and it would make what happened in Lincoln last night look like a recreational day.
Yeah.
But I would really love to have a public, and I know they do radio shows, Troy Dannen once a month goes on a radio show, but what if they had once a year, like the state of Nebraska or Creighton or Omaha Athletics, and the AD had a town hall?
See,
how great would that be?
It would be great. It would be nice. It'd be fun. And I think especially after, here's the problem with it though. Because
I don't see a problem.
If you do it once, right?
Yeah.
Then you have to keep doing it. Like you can't really surrender.
Yeah. I mean, if you do one town hall, you do another, and then you do another. Yeah.
And so the problem I have is that I am really excited about a potential town hall when if Nebraska football were to be bad, and just how funny that would be and how mad people would be, and some of the questions that, the athletic directors and coaches would get as to why they're not winning football games. I think we all agree, having a big red overreaction essentially, but Troy Dannen is answering the questions and not me would be incredibly entertaining. And so
it would be entertaining because people, people,
be pissed
if
off.
You've ever been to one of these forums, you go, Joey, you probably have spoken at the city council, right?
I have not.
Okay, just checking.
Does Joey look like a guy who's spoken at the city council before?
Hey, Joey is sneaky. So people look at Joey and they go,
something's up.
There's something up with that guy. I mean, he's a big brain thinker. That's why I call him the king and I keep him on my good side. Okay, Joey, you and I are never going to get crossways because I worry about you. But you go to a city council, you go to one of these, you stand in line. You've seen the Office episode.
I have
when Dunder Mifflin is.
I have seen the Office episode.
Just think about this. You would go. I don't know if you do it at Memorial Stadium. Pinnacle Bank Arena, a large venue. Maybe it'd be just like Berkey weekend when Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger would be up on stage and people would be able to ask questions. Now, I don't know you'd want it to go 6 to 7 hours.
God,
and I'm not sure how long this went last night in Lincoln, but I think this would be great. Allow your fan base, and not everybody is upset. I mean, not everybody is going to just come, loaded for bear.
Yeah.
But it would be very fascinating to watch a whole town hall, the state of Creighton, Omaha, or Nebraska athletics, and it's the AD just fielding questions from fans instead of on a radio show. It's like in person, which is a little bit different.
Wouldn't it be incredible if somebody went up there and just started reading just all of the terrible stats that have happened to Nebraska football since because our friend Josh Peterson has been doing the Groin Kick Chronicles, and I've been listening to those episodes, and it's incredible how often during these podcast episodes Josh will go, it was the first time since 1950 that Nebraska it was the first time since 1948. It would be incredible if somebody were to stand up there and read all those, but they would never do it. They would never do it because of that. They would never do it because they know that it would only sell because it would be negative.
A show?
No. Do you know what I think they could do? They would do it, but they would put it in a very small venue. They would go on campus to one of those theaters that only seat 150 people. And you would
have a line out the door.
Yeah. You'd have a line out the door for 8 hours, people waiting to get in so they could ask Troy Dannen one question.
He was on campus. What building was he in yesterday? Because it was a smaller building on campus.
There's a theater that's right next to the one of the libraries that is a pretty typical place for people to have talks. Also, the student union, there's rooms in the upstairs in the student union where a lot of people have conferences and whatnot. That they probably do it there.
Kimball Hall. Okay, so yeah. They said there were 750 members in the audience at Kimball Hall. Why not do it at Pinnacle Bank? Do it at Baxter. Do it at the Chai.
You know what? How about this? You want to make money? We're talking about the financial era, the fiscal era.
Mm-hmm.
That would actually be a pretty genius idea. We're going to have a 3-hour State of the Union, Nebraska Athletics Town Hall.
Sell concessions, alcohol.
Bang.
People be tailgating beforehand.
Sell tickets.
No, it's free.
No,
it's free.
Well, I'm just saying from a money perspective.
Bro, we're done selling things, okay? They only got 2,500 people to spend $10 minimum to come watch them practice.
I know it. They had less people in attendance on Saturday than they did last year.
Yeah,
which is kind of surprising.
That thing is not going away. They might tweak it a little bit with the schedule of that day, but you can't. You're not charging for this. This is an open forum. Maybe Creighton would want an open forum.
Well, I mean
public versus private, but I think all three athletic directors are really, really personable people that, they'll have great stories to tell at the particular places.
Mm-hmm.
I think in Nebraska's case, this would be great. What if rule? Great
for who? Like great for
not
for
everybody
them.
would be upset.
I don't know.
Like okay, let's play this game here.
Sure.
Okay, you can be like Rosina.
Okay.
Rosina apparently writes letters to Congressman Flood.
Okay.
And then he responds, and then she fact checks and sends it back to him. That's the interaction I watched last night.
Okay.
I was like, hey, okay.
I'm looking at some of these chances.
What would be the most, if you are going to something like this, and I think this is a brilliant idea, what would you what would you be upset about?
Okay. So
you know what? I will play the role of Troy Dannen.
Sure.
We're both Iowans.
You have
to identify your name first.
Okay. Hi. I'm Chris Masters. I live on 50th and O.
You'd be kicked out right away. You already lied.
Okay. I'm Matt McMaster.
Okay.
I live in Omaha.
You don't have to say your last name. Just say Matt, and then I would say, hi, Matt.
I'm an alumni.
You got your Nebraska gear on today?
Of Nebraska.
Hey, great. What's your major?
I was in journalism, Mr. Dannen. In my
rough industry, don't buy a house.
I'm saving up, sir.
Okay.
For 4 years.
Love those young Husker fans, don't we?
Thanks. For 4 years, I went to this school, and the football team had the worst record it ever had since 1950. No other graduating class had to suffer more losses than my class. I was wondering, what makes this different? Why is it so much? What's going to turn this around? Why did I lose so many games? Why were we so bad at football, and how are we going to get better? Thank you for taking my question.
All right. When was your last year in school?
2024, sir.
Okay.
So we'd never made a bowl game in the 4 years that I went to college, which has never happened before in Nebraska football history.
Yeah,
why did that happen, Troy?
It's too bad, Matt. You couldn't have extended your stay at school and done another year because we made the bowl game last year. I have to tell you, Matt, I was not here when all that went down, so we're kind of trying to figure out why Nebraska football hasn't been able to sustain some consistency and deliver a product that you, like a young alum, because we're going to need your support down the road, that you want to support our program. But I'm here to tell you, you can clearly see, because you look like a football guy, just the way you're dressed.
Thank you.
Maybe you got cut from your football team because you look like a guy that's wearing football gear. But you can tell, because you look like a football knower, that this is headed in the right direction. We got the right coach who is one of us. He's one of us.
Yeah.
Okay. You never thought our previous coach was one of you because you weren't good at Golden Tee. Okay. If you were as good at Golden Tee, you would have liked that coach is just like us. Okay.
Sir, I have a second question.
No, I'm not done finishing yet here, but I'll let you speak because this is what we do. It's an open forum. We're glad to have everybody here. Don't forget on your way out to sign those pledge cards to 1890. But we clearly have made some changes, and the momentum is going in the right direction. But what we need you to do, Matt, is to go back to your constituents and tell them the story of what we're doing here. Tell them that this is the time to invest, to get in on the ground floor. Because when we blow up and we take off, man, I don't want to leave you behind. You've been loyal, okay? So go and tell your friends that this is what you need to do. And then we're all going to be in this together. And you know what? We're all going to be rowing in the right direction, right, Matt?
What do you mean by leave me behind? Do I now have to give more money in order to support my team? Is that what you're saying, Troy Dannen? That I can't support Nebraska football unless I give money to 1890?
Clearly, you understand that we're a Fortune 500 company. I am the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Unlike previous Fortune 500 companies that have exited our state, Lair in Omaha, we're staying. I don't believe that we are leaving. We're going to stay. But clearly, as we make a transition in the new age of college athletics, we are under the professional model. Money is everything, but we don't want to pass along the cost to you. Sure. So we're going to need your help. And your help, along with what we have done, is going to come together, and we're going to really make this work. Okay. See, this would be great.
I have a banger.
Because there would be some people that would be unhinged, and they would be like, blah, 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 blah. And Dannen, who speaks very calmly,
yeah,
his cheeks might get a little bit redder.
Big time.
He might say, okay, Chris, contact my secretary and we'll work it out.
Is that what Mike Flood said yesterday to one of the answers?
I didn't watch enough of that. I just watched clips of people. I was just trying to see if I knew anybody. Like the guy that went before the city council in Lincoln about the chicken nugs.
Oh, yes.
I was looking like, wouldn't that be great if he showed up? But he the clips I've seen, he's not there. But I think this would be great. You know, they football programs, particularly in the South, you know, Iowa and Iowa State do this. Nebraska kind of has done this once in a while. They'll make tours of the state in the offseason. So they meet with their fans. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like a town hall because they're up on stage and you're able to ask questions, but it's more of a pep rally. This would be just middle of the summer, town hall meeting, the state of the Huskers, the state of the Blue Jays, the state of the Mavericks. It's wide open. It's free. Any fan that wants to come, whether you're a season ticket holder, booster, whatever, you can come and you can hear the athletic director tell the stories, the great stories, because all three, again, have really good stories to tell about what's going on in their athletic programs. And you can ask questions. You can get questions answered in person.
I don't think they put themselves in well, I don't know if Dannen would put himself in a pressure cooker like that.
Oh, I think he likes that.
I think it'd be because my next question would probably be like somewhere around like, hey, the best experiences I had as a student was basketball. Basketball beat number 1 Purdue. They beat a top 10 Wisconsin team. They went on an incredible run. Why aren't you investing more in basketball? Why is that not a sport that you're going to put more money into? I think that's a really tough question to answer and try to explain to people in a very short time, like on the spot. And it's like, I think it'd be awesome if he answered that question. I think it would be awesome if he answered a lot of questions.
I'm sure he's been posed that question many times. Has he ever answered it publicly on his radio show or in an interview?
I have not seen.
Or maybe it's not been asked.
Maybe it hasn't, but I haven't seen a quote of him addressing like, hey, maybe why basketball may not get as big an investment.
What if he told you, because we are a football school, until we get football fixed, we're a football school?
So then I think there would be a lot of people who are diehard Nebraska basketball fans who would then say, well, if you're a football school and you're not investing in basketball properly, then why should I continue to pay for my season tickets? Why should I continue to make this investment in the basketball team? You know, why are you pushing me out? Why are you pushing the basketball fans out?
I think when I think about this, that's an absolutely fair question. I think Jeffrey Gold is the only person that publicly has talked about the percentage. He was at a deal in Kearney about 2 weeks ago, and I think that he said football is 20% of the rev share.
Football's 20%? Not football.
Football. Football gets 20% of the 20 mil.
Really?
Yeah. I got to go back and look. Okay. I wrote it down in a note.
That'd be a big deal.
He spoke and that's what he said. And then there was a reasoning behind the sports that are getting.
I mean, 20% is only 4 million of 20 and a half. It's 4.5 million.
Not 20%. What did he say?
It would be.
Oh no, he said 75%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 20, the other 20, all the other sports.
25% goes to
the other sports.
Basically 3 other sports.
Volleyball, basketball, and am I missing one?
Volleyball and the 2 basketballs.
Oh, both basketballs. Okay. So no wrestling.
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, I would be interested. I mean,
wouldn't it certainly deserve it?
Wouldn't it? Probably more than anyone. I mean,
not more than volleyball.
Well, good point, but more than a lot of teams. I would prefer them. More than a forum, I would like if they just had a PowerPoint presentation where they're like, here's the pie, here's what's going into the pie, here's who's getting what of the pie. Just be fully
How would that change your
transparent.
opinion, though? Like, would you be triggered?
I would just like to know. I would just like to be educated.
Dude, football is king. Like Joey is king.
No,
football is king.
Well, I'm not.
They gotta get football fixed.
Wait. I ain't pushing back against that at all. I totally want football to have the most money.
I want more for men's basketball, less for football. You might be on an island.
I'm not saying that. I did not say that. We were talking about a hypothetical forum in which I would be asking you hypothetical questions that might put you in a pressure cooker. And that's what there would be people who, despite the fact that deep down they know that football makes more money than anybody, so they're going to continue to invest in football. They don't want to hear that.
What if I told you football is a standalone? Okay. I've said this for a long time. They need to take the football out of the model. Okay. Because football skews the model. But what if I said to you, you know what? If men's basketball shows me a return on investment, we'll invest more. This is fluid.
I would say, with the lack of investment maybe that you've made, and these are not arguments that I'm making. This is like, if I was a diehard Nebraska basketball fan, I would be saying, hey, well, you could argue that Nebraska basketball, based on the investments that they've had over the last 2 years, have had an incredible amount of success. Why not put more into the sport and just see maybe if you can do better, because you could get better players and a better roster construction for a coach that you clearly like, for a coach that you clearly trust him. How can we know for sure if Fred Hoiberg can really turn this whole thing around if he isn't given the proper tools to actually reach the expectations that we have for him?
Well, you know what, Matt? I appreciate your loyalty, and I hope you find a good job so that you can support the athletic department. But that's a sport that falls under the umbrella is show me before I grow you. They're already, we already take care of them pretty well, but we got to take care of football. But if you show me, I'll grow you.
That sounds like feel like you can, I have a dirty mind. If you show me, I'll grow you.
Yeah.
I think that there would be a lot of people.
How'd you like that on a PowerPoint?
Look, first off, I'm going to be honest. I think the forum should just be you.
No.
You should just do the forum for Troy Dannen.
Absolutely
because
not.
See, exactly.
Sorry,
exactly my point. Why would he want to do it?
I would get, because my attention span, at the point I'd be just like, yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right. Okay, next, you're right. Yeah, okay.
Hour and a half in, he'd be like, great point. Next question.
You're an idiot. Yes, I am. Okay, next. I would be like, okay. No. These are great ideas. I know. So,
but there would be some crazy Nebraska basketball fans who would not care about the logic of the things because the logic that you were presenting is totally right. Like, you are right. You got to invest in football, and you could definitely make the argument, hey, we've given basketball enough money where they can make the tournament.
You know where the outrage would be the wrestling community. They'd step up and say, bro, okay, you're from Iowa. Okay, they wrestle in Iowa. We wrestle here in Nebraska. Did you see what Mark Manning did last year? He got to number 2 in the country. Okay, they're going to have national championship hopes. Why aren't we supplementing wrestling? Why do I have to hear my coach sometimes going, man, we got to compete against the Bumblebees, and it's not fair out there? That would be the one that I think would be unhinged. I think Nebraska basketball fan is it sucks, but you've accepted it. You've accepted it. Show me and I'll grow you. Put that on a bumper sticker. They still make them.